Okay, hi. Hi, everybody. Marhaban. How is everyone doing? Hi, Joe.
What's up, Kat? What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Uh-oh, technical difficulties.
I can't
Roger,
hear
Roger.
you.
Mayday, Mayday.
Oh, okay. No. Oh,
We back?
no. Can you hear me? No. Oh, yes. Okay. I can't hear you.
That's not okay. Uh-oh. Now I can't hear
Uh,
Sean.
Let me leave and I'll be right back.
We're playing round robin here.
Okay.
Hold on, folks, while we're doing this. If anybody can hear me back at home, we want to throw a big old shout out to our sponsors. Uh, Thank you, Fat Man Nation, for sponsoring this. Thank you, Chris Eaton and Shauna. We appreciate you guys. I want to say a big old shout out to Mike Duvall there and seeing him jump in here. And who else we got? Oh, what's up, Mitzi? What else we got there? What's up, Vance? How you doing? Yeah, we got some people jumping in here real quick. Sean's backstage trying to get this going. We're gonna have some nice commercials from some other sponsors jumping in here. Bear with us. So while we're trying to do this, this is a camera. This is what I do. I take pictures. Click, click. Now, we'll get in here. She's going to have a great episode for us. We're going to talk about tarantulas molting. Oh, there she is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. How about you?
Yeah, yalla.
There we
Let's
go. There we
go.
go.
Yalla, yalla, yalla,
All
beautiful.
right. I was just thanking everybody for showing up in the comments there, and just started thanking the sponsors and letting them know we're going to talk about molting tonight.
Yay. I'm excited for this one. It's one of my favorite topics.
And Studio Dog Luna's here too to harass us all.
Nice.
95 pounds of fluff. Oh,
Hi, everyone.
Carrie's in there.
Hi.
What's up, Randall?
Hi, Randall. Hi, Kyrie. Hi, Vance. Hi, Mitzi. Duval. Who is? Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I watched the comments on here because I'm on the
Uh,
screen. They're just like little itty bitty thingies, and I don't have reading
Little.
glasses. Yeah, I have tarantula safety glasses.
I like it. Gotta protect those earballs.
Yeah. So, Joe, how you been?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Got her some nasty strep throat there. That was good times.
Mm,
Got healed up quick. So thanks to everybody that sent me wishes out there. Appreciate y'all. That's why we missed last week, and we're back though. We got some great information, and
yep.
honestly, I'm excited. I don't know enough about this subject, so I'm going to learn right with everybody.
Yeah, I think that everyone is going to have a great time learning about molting. Do. Okay, enough with the jokes. So, molting. What is it? What do we need to know about it? So, molting is basically the equivalency of a snake shedding. So, they're basically shedding their exoskeleton or removing themselves from their old exoskeleton. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that works. And we also have fun pictures, and because that's how we learn through
Mm-hmm.
pictures and illustrations and a whole bunch of other things. So this channel is for you if you don't know what molting is, and if you want to know what molting is, and if you're just a beginner or even a professional, either or, we all have a good refresher to learn about
Mm-hmm.
these things. Right, Joe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Molting is very important, and I don't think it's talked about enough in the invertebrate world.
Mm-hmm.
It it takes you from having a beautiful looking animal after it's done molting that's just gotten larger for you to having some tears and sadness if it's something goes wrong.
Hmm. Definitely. So what I want to do is talk a little bit about when was the first time you saw a spider or tarantula molt or anything else that sheds its skin? Like what preparations you had to take, or were you not even prepared, or did it take you by surprise? What was your first?
Hmm. So my first was a spiny orchid or a spiny flower mantis. I had a couple of this last season, orchid manti and spiny flower manti, which is, by the way, if you're new to invertebrates, is like one of the worst things to go with if you're not familiar with invertebrates. They're very picky on their husbandry, and my husbandry was off for the first molt on that spiny flower mantis, and it didn't make it. The humidity was too low.
Wow.
So I did what a lot of other people do. I cranked it up for the other ones, kept them warm, tried to do it right. There wasn't a ton of great information out there on it. And when I finally did find good information, I'd lost more of them. So, and I learned so that way next time I can do a better job. I got 1 out of 4 to get to maturity. So, which I don't like those numbers. But the upside is it really helped me to learn and pay attention when it came to my tarantulas. And I've had very good luck so far with tarantulas and their molts. By the way, I was going to tell you the salmon pink bird eater that I got from you, the female, molted, had a perfect molt. She looks gorgeous and is still cranky and misses her mother and says I'm not her person. But she's very happy, eating well, and she looked stunning. And that is one of the the hugest rewards I've found in a molt is that when you see a tarantula post molt, they
Yeah.
look amazing. So pretty.
Yeah.
Like everything's perfect.
Hmm. Yeah. Shout out to Hardcore Arachnids, Tom Patterson. We love you, Tom.
What's up, Tom?
Yeah. So there's a
Eh,
few other people that I also wanted to shout out after we talk about the molting, because
Heck yeah.
there's a lot of information in it. And where I first started out with all this, I watched a whole bunch of people, but there's three people and specifically that I like to give a shout out to. Um, so when we get to that point, I'll do that shout out. So other people can also watch their channel as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, my first time when one of my tarantulas molted, it was a sling, and I lost that sling because of a bad molt. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a little Grammosola pulchra, my first tarantula. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't keep it right. The humidity was bad. It got stuck while molting,
Yep.
so it passed
It
away.
happens.
And yeah, in that position. So, but you learn. And
Uh, Oh, I do want to say, by the way, you can do everything perfect when it comes to molting. Your husbandry can be perfect, spot on. Everything in there can be perfect. And sometimes they were never meant to be, and they still pass away when they're babies.
yeah,
And a molt can just go bad for ununderstandable reasons that you might never know.
right.
And everything you could have done would be perfect. So
Hmm.
just no matter what, you still might have problems. I just
Yes.
want to throw that out there.
Yes, you're correct. And along with that is when all the slings are in their egg sac, and when they have their first molt or their first shed, when they're in their first instar, if they have a bad molt from that very first beginning of life, it's 90% chance throughout their entire lifetime they're going to have bad molting experiences because of that first shed. So just be aware of that as well. Hi, Adrian. Mabuhay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's amazing things that can happen with molts too. So I got gifted a very small spiderling, maybe I think at this size, about an inch and a half.
Hmm.
Uh, was it Scotia, the Blue Island baboon? Um, the
The Safari.
Yep, Belfori.
Hmm.
Um, and it's our little one fanger. It missing a fang, and it went through a molt. And unfortunately, fang didn't come out again with the molt. It kind of went straight out, and it ended up breaking off. But it's eating fine with one, and so in the future molts, it could grow that fang back.
Yes, correct. So that's the most cool thing about molting is that they can regrow their limbs, they can regrow their fangs, their tarsals, everything. They can regrow it. Of course, it's going to take a little while to get back to that normal size, but they can
Mm-hmm.
regrow it. And if you, like in your case, if anyone who has a tarantula and they lose a fang or even both fangs, they will regrow it. But in the meantime, you can do what's called a bug slushy. So what you do is you have to hand feed them. So what you do is they're basically a baby and you have to get the prey item and you have to smush it with water, make it like a Slurpee, a slushy or whatever, and you have to either put it on a little flat plate and then let they will go on top of it and they will slurp it up, or you could pick up the tarantula and turn it on its back and you can use like a little pipette, or is it pipette, one of those tubey thingies, and
Mm-hmm.
squirt it like little by little. You could do that also.
I'm lucky it's got one fang. I make sure that I crush the heads of little crickets,
Yeah,
and it ninja jumps on the tongs and grabs it and has no issues
nice,
eating.
that's
So I'm very lucky.
good. Yeah,
Which it's always good for them too if they do have one fang and they can inject it with a little bit of venom, which helps them process it too.
real quick, my snake over here, Mr. Clingy, he is obsessed with me. My gosh, I had him out all day and he now wants to come out.
That's awesome.
I'm just gonna real quick take him out because he's just gonna keep tapping and come here. Come here, my love. He comes right out. Shout
Yes,
out
you do, Sean. You need a new tarantula, Sean.
shout out to Pete over at Garden State Pythons. I got this boy from him. This is Cypher.
He is pretty.
Yes, he is a Batman, leopard, spot nose. Oh my gosh, there's so many names in it that I still can't get it down. But that's what he is. He's a boy, and he is one of my favorites. But he's very clingy, and I love him. So thank you, Pete. He's doing great. Ah. Okay, so let's talk more about molting. Um, are you gonna let me work, honey? All right, so molting. Did you guys know that molting has a scientific word or a scientific term for molting?
Ooh, I did not.
Yes. So it's called Isidus. Sean, can you
Oh.
first picture, please? Do, 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 do.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so Isidus. That is the scientific term. And molting has 5 stages of this period or this process that they go through. And stage 1 is called intermolting, the process where the tarantula is acting normal. And, it's eating normal, it's doing tarantula things. And you have about during like this month, or it could be any time of the month. During their time of the month, they are acting normal before they go into this stage. So then our next picture is stage 2, which is pre-molt period. And that's the process or the stage where it stops eating. And depending on specific species, they can be in this process for a very long time. They could be in it for months or weeks, months, even years. I've had a tarantula where it was in pre-molt for 3 years and it did not eat. It was very long. And the famous species of tarantulas that take forever in pre-molt are the famous Aphonopelma and Grammostola. Those are the main ones, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've
Uh,
got one in perpetual pre-molt.
mhm.
Keeps
Yes.
like to tease me that we're gonna molt, but nope, never mind, not today.
Yep. Just when you think they're gonna mold, they don't do it. Sean, the that he has one, Rari, yeah, she's looking miserable. Like, just do it
Yep.
already. Bolt already.
I'm actually gonna put up a little like paper divider around. For some reason, my girl wants to show off when she does it, so she made her bed like right out in the corner in front of everyone. So
Yeah.
I think it's actually stressing her out because she'll go over there and see everybody. And so I'm gonna put a like a little block up there to maybe darken it for her. So maybe she'll go ahead and do it. Maybe she needs a little privacy.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a good tip. Yeah, you can totally do that. Sean, can you put up number two? Picture number two, please. And we could talk a little bit about that for stage two. Right. So,
Ooh.
yes, this is the actual definition of what the tarantula goes through. It's shedding their exoskeleton. In this process, they develop new soft um, one underneath. So it often happens after they stopped eating, like we said before, and they go through a whole bunch of different um, tell time or tell signs that you can tell when they are going into this process. But the pre-molt period, yeah, they stop eating and all this stuff, and they become slow and lethargic, secretive. They close their burrow. They can build web mats. So that's, yeah, they become really fragile during this process. So number three, picture number three, which is stage three.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, I want to give a shout out to Linda Rayer. If you have not seen the episode of um, species in the amphiplygid, so the tailless wood scorpion. So Linda Rayer is a specialist on this species. Not what you see in the picture, but she's a professional. She's an expert. Go watch her episode on Tarantula Collective on the podcast episode. Her name's on it. Go watch that episode. It's very informative. I loved it. She's amazing when it comes to her knowledge on the amphiplygyids. All right, so the next picture, please. Right. Okay. So stage three is imminent molting. It's a literal clock. So the abdomen becomes larger, duller in color, and they develop this mirror patch or balding. So they kick off those eradicating hairs on their abdomen so they can create this web mat. And that web mat is designed to protect themselves from either predators or just, they have that natural instinct to do that, to make that web mat so they can molt on it. And that's what we see in the next picture. That's for stage four in the next picture. Right. So that web mat that you see there,
Mm-hmm.
they build it with their web and they kick off a whole bunch of hairs, they're eradicating hairs that protects them. And what else they use this for, Joe?
It helps retain moisture as well
Mm-hmm.
because they need to stay moist during the process.
Yeah, that's right. And during this process, take caution during this stage. Do not touch them while they're molting because it takes a lot of energy to do that. And if they're startled, they can get stuck in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They could also break off a leg or something like that while they try to hurry out of their molt too,
Exactly. Yep.
or
Next.
exhaust them.
Yeah. Yep. Next picture, please.
Ooh, what's up, Sam?
Oh, hey. That's my stepdad. All right. So this is the picture of a tarantula on its back. And that's what they do. So once they make that molt mat, they flip over on their back. And this is the actual uh, process. So it can take from hours doing this. So they could take hours on their back just
Mm-hmm.
just laying there. Hi, Sammy.
I've seen some take like 6-ish hours. I've seen some take like 10 or 12.
Right. Yeah, they take a
They
really
take how long they take.
yeah. And depending on age as well. So slings they take faster. They're a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
But as they get older and when they're older, they take a really long time, up to 72 hours or even more. So that's what they do. So they are getting ready to come out of that. So they push out of their old exoskeleton. And for the next picture, we will see what happens. So there it is. So in this process, this is post molt. So after molting, it will stretch out and turn over again and stretch. During this process, make sure they have fresh water as they lose
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that moisture during molting. Um, if you can tell on their fangs, it looks white.
Yep.
So they also molt that out. They molt out their fangs and they get new ones. And it's white and squishy because it's brand new. Um, Another thing to note is that you can also, give them fresh water, but they also drink off the excess fluid that's inside their old molt. So make sure you leave it in there after they molt because they leave that behind and they can drink, all
Yep.
that excess fluid. Yeah. So
I
that.
I do like when I know they're getting close to when they're being done. I've
Mhm.
taken a mister and I'll mist the far side of the enclosure to make sure that humidity stays up for them. Yep.
There she is, Rory. That's Sean's baby. Yeah, that's so funny. So, as we were talking backstage, there are some species of tarantulas that don't actually always go on their back.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are some arboreal tarantulas that molt on its side or just standing. And they're just weird. They just do it in a
Yep.
weird position. They could do it any kind of position and they just do it. They just molt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jumping spiders are like that. Jumping spiders do it standing up and kind of sometimes sideways.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's just how they do it.
Yeah. The jumping spider is more like almost back out of it. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the time period. Let's talk about the time period of this process. So slings, as we said, in hours between 5 to 2 to 5 hours. It takes them slings. Juveniles, 72 hours per se. Adults, it could take a full 24 hours or even more. Yeah, it just all depends on species. It depends on age. It just all depends. You just have to leave them and let them be. So once you see them that they moved from where they started, then they're okay. um, and
And
then so
do not bump them, poke them when they're done molting if you're worried that they're not moving. Give them
yeah,
hours. Let them relax and recuperate. I know that's like one thing I've noticed on a lot of different tarantula forums and groups that people
mhm.
get nervous and they said, I was poking it. I was, it doesn't matter what you're tapping it with. You're stressing them out. Let them relax.
Yeah. I have here these notes that I wanted to share when it comes to molting, and not just molting, but there's other things to be aware of with tarantula health in general. So I have here that what is a wet molt? Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so what a wet molt is initially is a fatal condition where they, like you said, if you touch them or disturb them while they're molting, they can lose all that energy and just stop. Like they get stuck in a molt, and everything that comes out, it comes deformed. So all that excess moisture did not flow into the new body per se. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what happens when a wet molt happens. Yeah.
What's up,
Bosa.
Boza?
Hi, Bosa. Nice. There's another thing called DKS. Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
Yeah, that's that's a tough one in the hobby where a lot of people say, "Oh, my tarantula died because of DKS." Pause. It can be saved in some cases. So, what is DKS? DKS is dyskinetic syndrome, where it's a series of neurological symptoms like twitching or immovable movements. So they could get stuck and they can't move. It's kind of like the spider gene in ball pythons, where they have like that twitching, that neurological thing where they can't, you know. So tarantulas also have it, but it's not a literal neurologic systematic system because they don't really have, you know, the brain. They have a more of a a nervous system. They have a nervous system. They don't really
Mm.
have a brain system. So that's what they call it. But yeah. But anyways, shout out to Rob C from Tarantula Guy 1977 or 1976. He was the one who actually successfully helped one of his tarantulas get out of DKS. And I use his method to help my tarantula. So in some cases, if you catch it early, you can save your tarantula.
That's cool.
Yeah. So go
Time
watch.
for a. I was say time for a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
Sean, we got more commercials? No? Yes? No? Maybe? All
Yes.
right. I guess we'll move on.
Okay. We start talking and then.
Introducing the Python Portal, a ball python breeder who works on snow and true ghost combos as well as the tiger gene.
We also offer many unique custom 3D printed accessories, as well as custom merch, so don't forget to stop by and check us out.
Shout out to Will. Thank you, Will, from Python Portal. And definitely thank out to Bay Reptiles. Thank you for supporting us.
All right. So quick shout out also to Tom Moran from Tom's Big Spiders, where you can catch all of the information that we talk about. You can watch his channel. He's amazing. He's also a teacher, so he knows what he's talking about. And also, you can watch Tarantula Haven, Alex. He has a whole video on the molting process, so that's really good to catch up on. I have a tarantula who is in pre-molt that we can see firsthand.
Awesome. What's up, Kyle?
Oh, brother man in the house. All right. So this is my Aphonopelma gabelli from Tom Patterson. This was a beautiful gift from Tom. So what I want to emphasize here is you see that little mirror patch,
Mm-hmm.
shiny part.
Little
So,
booty rubbing.
so this little one has been in pre-molt for a very long time, few months already. So yeah, so signs are, the big abdomen, the hair's kicked off. She's moving away. She don't like the light. You know, a lot of shininess and the dullness, the slow
Yep.
moving. So those are, just clear signs of pre-molt. Of course, not eating and things like that. So you want to make sure one side of the enclosure is not damped, but moist, so they can choose what side they want to be on and also retain that moisture, because it takes a lot of energy and they lose a lot of that moisture while in pre-molt. So you want to keep them hydrated as much as possible. Fresh water too. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. All right. Any questions? Anybody in the comments? We can take some questions. Phone in your questions. Who
Let's see
else?
what we've got.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I guess I'll share this news. Oh, we have a question. Why does mine? Wait, what?
They're
Why does?
probably preloading on water.
Yes. Yep.
They're I guess for lack of a better term, kind of like a camel. One
Yep.
of the neat things about invertebrates is because they have an exoskeleton, they can kind of pack in that water and store it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My Theraphosus sturmi, my Goliath bird eater, my male, every day I had to fill up his water dish because 24 hours he is on it and drinking from it. And I top it off. Every time it gets down to the bottom, I top
Mm-hmm.
it off. Because he's been like that for 5 days straight, drinking water. Because he's older and he's bigger, so he needs
Mm-hmm.
all that water. Yeah.
And what time of the year is it too?
Huh?
Wintertime. It's
Yes.
wintertime. And so wintertime is the dry season anyways, and then most of us have some type of central heating now. It's the most common. But
Mm-hmm.
even if we don't, there's space heaters and everything else, and all those different types of heaters remove humidity from the air.
Yep. Yeah.
So I actually take one of those aerosolized misters, and every other week I go through depending on the size of enclosure, how much I do, but I'll mist the walls and just a touch in the corners, so I don't have to worry about them crawling through it and picking up in one of their lungs.
Yeah. Yeah. You for both, for slings and for adults, you want to make sure they have all that moisture, all that humidity, especially during the winter because it is dry season. Yeah.
Hey folks, do we know what this is? This is some type of chapstick, right? We all like it, we all love it, especially those of us with red beards and really, really soft skin. So if you're dry, they're dry.
Yes.
If you need chapstick, they need chapstick. If you need lotion for your hands, they need moisture too.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
I-
when you think about it, that's probably the second time in an hour I've needed to do that. But yeah, it does. It dries out.
yeah.
Um, and just like the ball pythons and the other reptiles, you need to keep that humidity up. It's no
Mhm.
different for tarantulas.
Yeah.
And so one of the other things, like with the desert species, I have noticed a lot of talk, and I did a lot of research on this. And from what I can tell, there's a lot of people out there that think, because like we'll pick on the Arizona blondes, right? It comes from a dry area, but most of them are found in creek bed areas where they can go and find the moisture, and they can go and make their burrows where it can retain moisture. So
Yeah. I'm going to show Sean,
yeah,
guys. I'm also gifting Sean another tarantula because he is ready
yay,
for his next one.
OBT.
Nope. You're crazy.
I jest, people. I jest.
All right. This is all right.
Although I do love the little baboons. They're awesome, especially when they're young and they give me their little baby threat displays. It's hilarious.
You're gonna sit there? Say, good boy. He's such a good boy.
I love a python doing ball python things.
All right, so let me see. I was about to put my finger in there. Oh, there she is.
Oh, I see her coming out the other side.
Yeah.
Yep. See some little. Yep. There we go. And what do we have here, Kat?
This is a Palma Calcotes.
Oh, Arizona.
Yep, Arizona blonde. All right, let me see if I can get that.
Super. Everyone. What a super underrated species in the hobby, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Just a cool species.
Nope.
I've got 2 of them at home, and they're awesome.
All right. She doesn't want to come out, but her water is you know, she has water. On one side is good. And really, Cypher, you're like in the way. Okay. But yeah, the Palma genus, again, they take forever to grow. And I've had this, so shout out to Frank Chavez from Frank's Bug in 661, where I got this little baby 4 years ago. And I got it as a grain of rice. And this is the one where it was in pre-molt for those 3 years that I had it. Did not eat. It did not eat for those many years because it's an Palma. And what happens to Palma?
Pre-molt for forever, ever.
Yes, exactly, because they live so long. So
I've got one in permanent pre-molt now.
Yeah.
It hasn't eaten in a couple months now, 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
And it probably won't.
Yeah. So that's another thing when you're researching your tarantulas and what species you want. That's another major thing that you have to look out for, is that what species is it? Because they could take forever in pre-molt. And if it's a sling, or it doesn't matter what age, they take forever because they live such a long time.
Yep. And Sean and I were talking about some of that stuff. Understanding the species you get will help determine on what you should get, what's best for you, because the Grammostola pulchras are amazing. You know, the Grammostola species in general, I think, is an amazing species, but just like the Calcotes, they can take forever to molt.
Yes.
You know, the Aphelmopama, you know, those they do. They can take forever to grow, but there's upsides. They also live a crazy long time. So, you have to decide. You know, for me, I cheated. I got adults, so I didn't have to wait for the slings to grow a super long time.
Yeah.
But you pay more. But I also get an established animal, so make your choices accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. And the adult one that I have, the female one of this species, I was gonna give it to Sean, but she's already taken. I'm giving her to Cameron, Crocodile Cam.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, dang it! If Sean had asked me earlier.
Well, you know, and some of it too is it's nice. A lot of people want to raise them up from a young spiderling or sling into an adult, and then they have all that time, you know, bonding with it and letting it grow older, watching it, and it's super rewarding to do that.
Yeah.
I personally don't always choose slings, but when I get them, it is really cool watching them get bigger, and you see a molt, and the molt goes well, and you're like, yes, one more down. You're this much closer to you know, and it's super rewarding knowing that, hey, look, I got you through. I've had several very tiny slings that have grown up into much larger uh, into true spiderlings, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of molts, if you are a tarantula keeper, you need a skin bin.
Yep.
Here is one that I actually sold. This is a Nandu coloratus. This is her molt. So I will always have her in memory because her molt is here. But look at all
So,
these molts.
hey, Sean, throw me up here real quick.
Yeah.
This is waiting for you, Kat. That is from the Grammosola curi.
No way.
Yep. I've been saving that one for you.
Oh my
Perfect molt.
gosh.
And that's something else too really cool about molts. They don't always come out like the most perfect looking molts, and sometimes the tarantulas will trash them. I've
Yeah.
got I swear the pokies, the Pulsolatheria species, I've got a bunch of them. It must be a Pulsolatheria thing. They shred their molts.
To shreds. Yes.
I find little bits all over. And I've noticed the arboreals can be that way a little bit too. My Venezuelan sun tiger, she's just little chunks of it all over. It's the only way I knew. I was like, I freaked out, like, oh goodness, did you lose a foot? No, it's part of your molt. Oh look, there's part over there. As I was
Yeah.
trying to pick out little parts of her molt while she was biting at me.
Yeah. It looks like a graveyard. There's like pieces
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Now my other sun tiger, perfect molts every time. Got it as a little sling, and now it's a decent sized spiderling, just
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Still likes to come out and see me. It's a really weird one. People, every tarantula is different.
Yeah.
Sun tigers are not supposed to be friendly. They don't come out, hang out with you. They run away super fast. Some literally crawls out of its enclosure. I've got videos of it, and will crawl in my hand. It's freaky.
Yeah.
I don't encourage this, but it just happens.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that up because Kyle, I don't know if Kyle's still on here watching, but he had mentioned that if you raise your snakes to have a good personality and you raise
Mm-hmm.
so that gene in the genes, that personality will pass on through the babies,
Yes.
right? So tarantulas, each molt, they have a different personality. They put on a new personality. So
Yep.
you may have one that's nice and calm right now, but when it could not be the same. But then it'll go back to being normal. You just never know. It's a gamble.
Very much. That is so true. I've
Yes.
got a couple that I've got an electric blue that is permanently hates me, wants nothing to do with me, throw the food down the hole and leave me alone, mister. I don't even want to look at you. And it won't come out even for the food while I'm around. Then there's the other one that comes out and will hang out. And then one molt, it went to just like its brother or sister that it did not want to be seen. Then it came back in another molt to the same thing, and it was back and forth like that every molt.
Exactly. Yeah. Sean had a question. What is a proper post molt setup or post?
That is an awesome maintenance. Yeah, that is an awesome question.
Yeah. Again, you want to keep their enclosure, one side damp and moist. But also, a good thing to know is that you do not want to feed them after they molt because they need a certain amount of time for their fangs to harden and for their whole body to harden.
Mm-hmm.
So slings, I would say 3 days. After 3 days, should be good. Juveniles, 7 days. Adults, 72 hours, or even a week, or even older ones. They could take a month without wanting to eat. So just as soon as you see their fangs turn back to black, so that's when you know their fangs have hardened up, is when you see their fangs go black. So they go from a white color to a red color, and then they harden back to a black color.
And generally their food response will, once they know when they're ready to eat, and their food response will change. Because I've had I didn't realize that, going back to that little sun tiger, that it had molted, and usually has a crazy hardcore food response, right? I mean, it is just an assassin. And I bring it out and it's like literally running away. What the heck? And then all of a sudden I look down like, oh, there's a little molt down there.
Yep.
You know, and you could flip it around, you could see, and like it wasn't white, but it wasn't that nice dark shiny. It was kind of, I don't want to call it like a brownish, but it was more like tannish, kind of flesh colored almost on
Yep.
the little, but it's got teeny tiny little fangs. It's hard to see, but yeah, it was not the black little shiny fangs.
Right.
I was like, oops, and out went the feeder bug.
Yeah. And speaking of feeders, when your tarantula is in pre-molt, so that's before it molts, you do not want to feed it because it's going to refreeze food, but also you do not want to leave any food item in there, like any crickets, anything that you're going to feed it, do not leave it in there because when it's molting, although they have that web mat, it's possible that whatever, bug is left over, it could harm your tarantula or
Yep.
eat it.
So with my spiderlings and slings, especially like my fossorial ones that I don't see very much,
Mhm.
I, when I'm, especially with the little feeder crickets, because it's not a big deal, I crush the heads if I can't see them or I'm not sure where they're at or what's going on. So
Yep.
that way, just in the off chance they don't want food,
Mhm.
worst case scenario, there's a dead crispy cricket in there that I have to fish out later at some point, but it's
Exactly.
not going to harm my spiderling.
Yep. Perfect.
Also, for your teeny tiny, this is Joe's cheater code because he's always perpetually worried about something harming his tarantulas. I use fruit flies for my very small slings.
Mhm.
Like that Mexican red rump you got me, I'll use um, fruit flies because they do not harm and they die super quick. Um, they do not harm your little sling.
Mhm.
So I can put a few in there, and if they're not going to eat, they're not going to eat, and the little suckers will just die
Yeah.
with no worries like you do a cricket or roaches or anything else like that. And by the way, your super worms and your hornworms and stuff too, I don't know for sure, but I'd be suspect with those mandibles. I would not be comfortable leaving those in there either.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely not super worms, but hornworms, the gummy worms, I think they're okay. But that's a good thing that you brought that up too. So
Hmm.
after they molt, when they're ready to eat, the best thing for them to eat
Gummy
is
worms,
gummy worm. Yes. Now we're not
because they're
talking
pure
about
hydration.
yes. Now we're not talking about gummy worms where you can eat. We're talking about the hornworms, the blue squishy ones. In the hobby, we call them gummy worms, right?
The greenies.
Yeah.
The United States Association of Reptile Keepers is a science, education, and conservation-based advocacy for the responsible private ownership of and trade in reptiles and amphibians. We endorse caging standards, sound husbandry, escape prevention protocols, and an integrated approach to vital conservation issues. Our goal is to facilitate cooperation between government agencies, the scientific community, and the private sector in order to produce policy proposals that will effectively address important husbandry and conservation issues. The health of these animals, public safety, and maintaining ecological integrity are our primary concerns.
I have definitely, especially when I got my Arizona blondes, they were wild caught. One was shaky to say the least, and it got a couple of super worms, and it was or not, or I'm sorry, gummy worms, hornworms, greenies, and it really helped right off the bat. Just hydration is so important,
Mm-hmm.
and so it got hydration with it's kind of like giving Gatorade a little bit. Like a little bit's a good thing, too much is a bad thing.
Right. Yeah. So for my Goliath's bird eaters, I do the gummy worms first. I wait a week, and then for Helena, I feed her a pinky or a fuzzy, if
Hmm.
it's big enough. But this, I only do this once a month. Now, this is just for her to get plump back up. I do it only to her because she's a breeder female, so she's gonna give me babies, so I have to keep her plump. So I feed her once a month or maybe like every other month, or when I if she sees, like, if I see her abdomen deflated, I can do like a big rope
Hmm.
or a little fuzzy, depends.
And learning the size of your animal, what the abdomen should look like. So When I
Yeah.
got in my Arizona, it had the abdomen the size of green grape when it should have been the size of walnut. And there we go. It needed hydration.
Mm-hmm.
And literally was stumbling around like somebody that had been in the desert and not been able to drink. So all of a sudden it gets hydration. Within, I gave it one, and then I waited like 3 or 4 days, gave it another one. And this is a moderate size one, not a massive one. I gave
Mm-hmm.
it a little bit at a time so that way it could process what it had. And within 2 feedings, it was doing amazing just from the hydration, plus getting regular water, constantly having a water dish full and getting the sides misted and being, and I want to point out something you said earlier. She said damp and moist, not saturated, not swampy.
Right.
That is humongously different.
Mm-hmm.
And too much moisture can also be bad.
Yes. Because then you get mites,
Mhm.
mushrooms.
Fungi.
Yeah.
Fungi will do horrible things to your tarantula.
Mm-hmm. Some of them, yeah.
Yes,
Um,
some.
I also wanted to point out too that it's kind of a controversy between feeding your tarantulas fuzzies or pinkies. We're talking about mice here. That it's bad for them because it can cause them impaction because of the too much calcium. Think of it this way. Where do they live? What do they eat? Anything that passes by, they're getting
Hmm.
it. Don't you think in the wild,
Yep.
they would get a mouse or a bird? Hello,
Yep.
same thing.
And I gotta say, everything in moderation, folks. So she's not feeding it every day. Listen to how she's telling you the timeline of this goes, and that's important too.
Exactly.
Um, if you go to McDonald's right now and you eat a cheeseburger, it's not going to kill you. If you do that every day, yes, you're going to die much sooner than you should.
Right.
So if you have a good quality steak once a week, okay, that's great. If you have it every day, yep, that impaction is going to happen, and you'll be going to see the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So
Case
everything in
closed.
moderation.
Exactly. It's like that episode of The Office where Stanley goes, "I have a glass of wine every now and then for the antioxidants."
I like that's going to be the new show on hashtag antioxidants,
Yes, that's what the fuzzies are. The pickies for
right?
the
The
tarantula.
antioxidants. I love it.
Exactly. I had sent Sean a few videos. I don't know if it's ready, or Sean, are they ready or can they be played, of my tarantulas molting?
That'd be cool. If you haven't got to watch that, Tarantula is definitely something you need to see. Mm,
We can't hear
it-
you.
How about now? Can you hear
Yeah.
me now?
there we go. There we go.
So those videos never came through. So I figured you just didn't have time to send them to me.
Okay. I'll be back.
Yeah. I'm checking all my. Oh, they came at 6:48 just before. Let me see. Boom. Give me 2 minutes. I'll have that for you in 2 minutes.
Yay!
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. Can you
All
hear me?
right. All right. Yep.
Okay. So I had sent Sean, they're on my Instagram. You can go ahead and look at them. But one of them is a video of Helena, my Theraphosis sturmi. I think this was her third molt with me when, yeah. So she was big, but she was, small. I caught her. So this is so cool. As they get older, they get a period where they stop molting after a certain period, but they expand their time.
Mm-hmm.
So she had molted on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and then the next year, the following year, she molted after Christmas. So it was around the same time she molted. That's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And then,
Question.
yeah.
I was just thinking about something. What different types of roaches have you fed before?
Hissers and dubious. I don't like dubious because they dig. So
Mm-hmm.
I tongue feed and I make sure they eat it, because if not, that thing is just gonna live in there.
That is 100% accurate. I had to do a little upgrade the other day to one of my pokies that stays up in the air, so I wasn't as worried about the dubias. And I moved a bunch of dirt around. I'm like, oh, look at you. You're going to get to. I had a bunch of little ones, so my big Venezuelan sun tiger had a field day. She
Yeah,
doesn't miss.
that's
They
fun.
do. They burrow. I was
Hmm.
going to ask you, have you ever fed the red runners,
No, not yet.
or have you fed death head roaches?
No.
The death head are kind of smaller than hissers, but bigger than dubias. They get, well, that's
Okay.
not a really great measurement, but um, I got gifted 2 of those and from someone's colony that had crashed. Uh, and all of a sudden they decided to have babies, and I got a bunch of them now. So we'll see.
Nice. I got some babies, but of course I fed them all except I have one baby left from one of the hissers.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. This guy here is Hannibal. I don't know if you can hear him. You hear the hissing?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
This is Hannibal. He's been with me 4 years already. Um, his wife passed away. Um, but yeah, that's him. He's not a Halloween
Hissers
hisser.
are cool.
Yeah, he's not a Halloween hisser, but he's just a regular hisser. This is Hannibal. Hi, honey. And then the
Hissers take a little bit longer to breed, right? They're not like some of like dubias or some of the others. They don't breed as rapidly, correct?
no, yeah,
Do
because
they?
I get his bird. Remember the hissers that I got? So 2 months later, they made me babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm trying to remember. I literally you had to let the old man Rolodex of brain memory go back and flip through there.
Oh,
That's not bad.
stop hissing! I'm not doing
And
anything.
we're all set when you guys are ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Roll it. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I watch a molt, I'm like, you can do it.
Oh,
There it goes.
there we go. That's yeah, the
Oh,
first one. That's Helena. I think it went away, Sean. Do it. Oh no. Where? Yeah, she's out. I could probably take her out, Helena, and Homer. Homer is in pre-molt right now, so I don't want to move him.
right.
But Helena, you can see how big she got. I had her for
I would
4.
love, I would love to show off Agatha, our GP, but
Yeah,
same thing. It's like I don't even want to move the enclosure because I know that that's just going to add that stress. I don't
right.
want you shaking, no vibrations,
Yeah.
um, because she's already started to make a web bed, and you're like,
Hold on,
I
I
don't
gotta
want
figure out why I didn't save it as a video. I'll be
Okay.
back.
Okay.
to.
Yeah. Let me get Helena.
Cool, cool.
Ow. Oh, hi, Beatrice. Oh, are you taking a shower? Okay. I don't want to move her because look at her. She is. All right. Hold on, Cypher. Sit here. Sit down. Okay. Can you see her?
Yep.
See how massive she is?
So big.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to see my hand. Okay. She's as big as my hand. So she is reaching 8 inches. That was her last molt was 8 inches. So she's probably,
And she's still got, she can get bigger still.
yeah, she has a lot more to go because they can grow up to 15.
Mm-hmm.
But that's rumored. But, just like how with snakes, you can overfeed them and they can get big. Same thing with tarantulas. You can overfeed them and they can get big. So
I don't think there's anything you can't do that with. I know I overfed me and I got big.
Oh man. Yeah, so with Helena, I feel like because she's a female and if she gets pregnant, she will get bigger. So we're looking at 12 inches. That's a big girl.
Yep.
Yeah. Same thing with ball pythons. Don't
Yep.
overfeed them. You want to keep them healthy. Right, Kyle? Shout out to Kyle.
Well, it's a lot with people. We live a very long time, and there's a lot of great medication with our size, with our ability. We can do a lot for us, but it's hard to bring animals back from poor nutrition.
Yes.
If I understood it correctly, I need you to email them to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know
I see a
why, but
face.
going from Instagram or whatever, trying to do that transfer from there, saving it, and then putting it on there for whatever reason, it doesn't want me to do it that way. I don't
Okay.
know how to explain it. I'm not really techie just yet. I'm getting there, guys.
Okay.
No worries.
Send me your email again, and then I'm
Will
gonna.
do. I'll send it to the private chat.
Okay.
What'd you bring me? Ooh, did you look? Is she doing good?
Okay, Joe, I'll be back.
Okay. All right. I guess we're gonna show off you. What are you up to in here? This is our yet to be named Choco Golden Knee. Let me go grab a little paintbrush. Ka-dirk, ka-dirk. Or a big one. All right.
This is going to be fun. How big is she, Joe?
Well, not super big. Are we a little hungry?
Hey, I had a name for her. How about Athena?
Ooh, that's a good one. She is pretty and she's very smart. She's figured out how to get out. Are we feeling okay?
Really?
Yep. She knows how to she hasn't been able to successfully get out, but she knows that if she climbs up here where the entrance and the exit is. Now, believe it or not, she'll come and check it out sometimes, but she doesn't try to get out. She just looks to see if it's open, which is very interesting. And she's already figured out where I like her to go too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool where I have my where I have Rari at for like the last week or two. I just been watching her like frantically move about the enclosure here and there, and Kat was just kind of like, "Oh, that's from that's just because they like to wander or whatever. That's like their
Mm-hmm.
typical species, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So I just left it at that, but I was like, "Man, I swear I think she's laying web, but I can't see it to prove it."
I'm sorry,
And
that was my bad.
then the other day I was trying to mess with her
Mm-hmm.
to see if she was hungry or what she was feeling. Uh and I noticed the webbing got caught onto the paintbrush a little bit, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh, I found your web mat." You can kind of see it when you start really looking for it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to find.
Oh,
But
you're being
it's quite big. It goes all the way up to the water bowl, like I said.
mm-hmm. She knows what's going on right now is she doesn't feel secure in my hand. We've had this
Oh,
before. I just need her to feel secure, like Kat has said. All right, she does not want to come out, so we're not going to force her because that's just going to stress her out. Sometimes they just don't want to, but we can hold this up, and she is hanging out right there. I think you can see that pretty well, and she is stunning.
that was a pretty animal.
Another underrated species. Uh, and the market's changing right now, and some people are seeing that, and some people aren't. Do this the hard way. Come on, move down. Do, 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 do. There we are. Move this way. Move this way.
I really want to get these videos on there, man, because they look freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, cat
It
just
is a cool thing once you actually get to see that. I was not joking. I'm always rooting for them.
Now I'm a little bit scared though, man, to be fair. Like I don't want nothing to
It
go wrong with the tarantula, man. That's kind of creepy.
adult ones usually do well if the husbandry is right. The
Yeah.
younger ones have more issues than the older ones typically do if the husbandry is all correct. It's just like reptiles, right? The older they get, the less worried you get typically, as long as the husbandry is okay. Well, you can barely see that just down at the bottom of that screen. There she goes.
Why does it want me to save it as an image? That's why
We're
it
gonna.
wants.
All right. The fun part is
There that is.
when you're a photographer, boom,
Yeah. I think Cat's back.
and here we go.
Hi, Cat. Show him your beautiful animal. I'm still looking why this doesn't want to save as a video.
It's okay. Oh, that's why we're not happy. I've got my little fan blowing over here. By the
Uh-oh.
way, changes in environment bother animals. Look at that. I just turned that fan and instantly we're moving again. Boop. This is a perfect example of what Kat talked about in a previous episode, how tarantulas don't necessarily like crawling on human skin. I was wondering if she was going to do pre-molt, but she has not gone into pre-molt, which is why I haven't handled her lately, which is why she's being a little less than okay. We're going to do a half on, half off thing here. I'm trying to show you off. So all the way on, all the way on. So she's tentative because it is my hand. Oh, cool. The looks like the yellows are showing up really well. So a pointer. So right here, where's a good one? Right there, you see that just nice gold and yellow. What you're not seeing is up here. She'll let me tip her just a little bit. I'm obsessed with tarantula colors. There we go. So in different light, you'll see different colors that come out in them. Right now, I'm actually seeing the reds that come out in a Choco Goldeny that a lot of times look more brown, but they're actually
It
kind of
looks like a
red color.
rusty. It looks a rusty brown to me, but
very much so.
And then the knees have that nice contrasting color to them.
There we go. There we go. Well, the reasons I actually like my hand with this is she can use her hooks to hold on to my hand a little bit versus me tipping the enclosure where that poly doesn't have as great of a grip. But as you can see, as I tip it, the way the color changes on her. So
Do their grips vary, but or not much from like the Grammostola pulchra that I got?
It's going to be very similar.
Very
So
similar.
they'll have decent grip, but it's not like it's going to be with an arboreal, which has got more hooked little nails on it, like my pokies or something like that, or the Venezuelans, or a pink toe.
Love it how you call them pokies.
Poecilotheria. So that way, see, when you got a nice gap in your teeth, it's hard to do that.
You know what, Kat?
Hmm.
You mind if I turn them into shorts?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So stay tuned for that, y'all. We'll turn them into some amazing shorts for y'all to look out for.
There we go. There's the gold. So notice how I've changed the light and that gold kind of pops on these guys. And now you can really see that reddish, brownish color.
Yeah.
So this is a prime example that when I do editing, I'm not messing with their color. I'm messing with the light. So, and now I take it away and look how that changes,
Mhm.
right? Just how I angle it, the reflection off of it. You
Well,
want
I
to throw
can't
up
wait
one of
to do that.
those
I can't
photos
wait
I
to.
sent you?
What's that, Joe?
While we're waiting, if you want to throw up one of those photos I sent you of
Yeah.
the Belfores with the blue on them.
Yeah. Where'd those ones go? Here. 3, 4.
Another cool thing about this Chaco is that she's about half the size. Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. That's that same girl, right?
Mm-mm.
This a
So
different one?
this is a different one. I want to say that is a salmon pink bird eater.
No,
No,
no. I can't.
No.
not a Chaco.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, that's a Campuscaria geniculata,
Which is Dum
the
Dum.
Brazilian whitey.
Okay.
Brazilian
See?
whitey.
Yep.
Oh,
They're cool.
Yeah, the famous.
dude. I think I gotta find one of those.
So that was back to another one of Kat's points when we were talking about identification, that how many can look similar
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know
Yes.
exactly what you're looking at.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was in our
That's
last.
where I get trouble.
That thing
But
is
as you
freaking
looked
amazing.
at her standing straight on,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know what you're looking at in different pictures, that will look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why I asked, and then you
yep.
corrected me.
I knew it wasn't this, but for some reason,
Ooh.
There you
oh,
go. That's
there's
the.
a Belfore.
Yep.
So
Oh
this
my
is
god.
a somewhat freshly molted Belfore, and this is one of the reasons why I threw this up here, because this is what you get after a molt. The colors on this thing are stunning.
Stunning. Yeah.
The blues, the different browns that are almost goldish. It's a
Mm-hmm.
really cool tan, and then in the uh, thorax, it is really just got this baby blue on top.
Yeah.
And it's
Mm.
just, and it really, one of the neat things about baboon is they all have that kind of almost star-like or center wheel pattern to them that has these lines that all lead inward.
Yep.
And I love how each species has a different version of it, but the Belflores have this baby blue that's really unique to just them.
Yeah.
And the pattern on it's more subtle than some of the other species where they're more brightly colored. Um, but yeah, molting is an amazing process, and as Sean and I were talking, it's scary.
Uh-oh. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh, it's broke.
What happened? Again? Now you guys can't hear me?
I got you, buddy.
Cat
Cat, can you
can't
hear
hear
us?
me. She said, no, 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 no.
Can I do it?
No,
Can I do it?
no,
Nope.
no, no.
Nope. There we go.
Hey, let's put this other one up while we're waiting for it, dude, because you got some banging photos, dude. Look at that thing.
So
Bruh.
that's the pattern I was talking about. And if you saw a
And the
baboon tarantula
baboons?
of a different species, um, they would have some of them will have different colored markings up there where they're like different lines, but these have a more subtle look to them, and it's really cool.
Yep. And
That
the
is really cool.
One of the reasons you don't see a lot of photos of them is because typically um, they're not a true fossorial. They're actually they're unique, which is what makes them. They're not arboreal, but they are. But they're not fossorial, but they are.
Yep.
They're terrestrial. They're
They're
all of those
hybrids.
things.
Yeah, they're everything. Yep.
Sammy found out how to make a pink tarantula. That's what happened.
So
A pink
yeah.
pied one.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
That would be kind of awesome.
But yeah, it's really unique species because they're only really like the really true um colony species. Other ones will kind of live, but nobody does it like they do, where they actually
They
live,
bond.
eat, sleep, and breed. Yeah.
Look
Hmm.
at that thing.
Yeah, I have
Bro,
one.
that's
And I've been told,
beautiful.
Kat, now if you have them as different ages and they don't necessarily grow up together, that sometimes they will not do well in a colony together. Sometimes you have issues trying to start a colony from a bunch of randoms. I don't have enough experience to know whether that's true or not.
So semi-true. If you have a space, so it all depends on space. So
Hmm.
if you introduce slings with adults or juvies or whatever, and they're in a small space, they'll do fine. If they're in a big space, they will make it their own and they will kill each other. But if you introduce them in a really small space, then they will be fine.
Why is that?
I think it has to do with hormones, like the pheromones. I mean, the pheromones of each like of each individual. Um,
Hmm.
they're not familiar. It's like a territory thing.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's no real territory to have, then everybody's like,
Yeah.
well, to hell with it. We just
yep,
got to make do with what it is.
yep. It's like saying, um, we in the same gang, but if you from the south, you ain't coming to the north, or you know what I mean? It's like that.
Yeah. No,
If,
it's
well,
it.
if you're not from the east side of the road, don't come over.
Yeah.
What's that?
So, anyways, these guys will make these huge, elaborate web colonies, and they'll be somewhat underground, above ground, in the trees. They'll make it wherever, and there'll be a bunch of them
They're the
in there.
ones they use for nightmare juice.
Well, that's it. You don't really see them. You see them moving around there like it's underneath a sheet, right? You can see them move around. They'll come out of the little thing, but you don't really see them
Oh,
a ton. And then once you do,
oh,
you're like, oh my goodness. And that honestly, it's kind of one of like of all the things they talk about with baboon tarantulas, the only detractor I've truly ever found with them is most of them are very shy species. OBTs, king baboons, especially like Togo starbursts.
Yeah,
Like that's the number one thing like every experienced tarantula keeper that I've seen talks about with Togos is they do not come out to play. You see them like once a year, and they are so pretty. They're this black and white camo with feathered legs. They look like they are a 1980s like power anthem rocker.
yeah. They're gorgeous, gorgeous. But the number one on the list of potent venom.
Not to be bit by. Mm-mm.
Yeah, okay.
We scared them off.
Ah, I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Sean,
not again.
Why does this always happen?
Why does this happen when I go off stage?
I don't know.
Or we have three people.
Dickie,
I'm gonna
I didn't
send
even
a
see you jump in there,
message.
Dickie. What's up?
I gotta send another message to StreamYard because they obviously didn't get it the first time I sent them a message. Hi,
Keeps it
Cat.
interesting.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Like an AT&T commercial?
Do you Are you just
Or
having
is
fun
that
chilling there?
what's that?
Okay, sorry.
What'd
Y'all
you
got
say,
a
Joe?
tarantula for your watch?
I
We're just
don't.
we're just we're just hanging out here. This is
Yep. So no, I ran off stage because I was like, hey, you guys can rap whenever you want. So
well,
Yep.
go up on the rest of the arm. You don't have to hang out just there.
dude,
She is
that's
shy.
a freaking gorgeous that's a gorgeous tarantula right there.
Yeah.
So the
Look
cool
at
thing
what
about
you've
this
done to
is
me, Cat.
it's not even quite half grown yet.
All
These
right.
get way bigger.
Oh, now I'm getting tarantula fever. Like I can't go mess with mine. And
They're
you
like
guys are all like,
tattoos.
look at this one. I'm like,
Oop,
oh,
no
See,
wonder I keep looking at the camera where the thing's pointing the wrong way.
that's how it starts.
that's how it starts. And
So
you know
I've got a
what? To be fair, like everything I've watched from you and Joe, um, I'm actually a really great tarantula owner because I'm not going to pester that animal a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like I might, hey, I need you to go in this cup real quick because I need to do
Joe's
maintenance.
over
Right?
here as he's like getting his chocolate to crawl on his arm, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing
that
about
would be
this.
cool, but like Kat told me, the Grandma Stola doesn't like the feel of the human skin anyway. So
No, and you were off
I
stage,
mean,
and I was actually talking about that because she was like, she was willing to come out. Just if I'd have put a piece of bark down, no problem, would have come out in a heartbeat. But like, no, I don't want to touch her icky hands.
yeah,
And if you notice, folks, where is she not? She is not wanting to go on my skin. She's actually on my watch. She keeps going
she's
back
the
to my
key
watch.
watch.
She's like, no.
That's the new fashion right there.
Yeah.
Hey, when she goes to kick hairs, that's how the screen flips open, so you
Right?
can see what time it is.
Right?
I'm gonna put
All right.
a trademark on that watch.
Come on. Now she's happy. And
Yeah.
that
Oh
is
yeah.
an awesome sign of exactly 100% everything Kat has said. She did not want to be on my arm. She chose the watch. She didn't want to crawl in the hand. And the minute she got anything else to be on, she was like, I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why I love my Choco, because even though she was like, please no, she's still a good girl. No
Yeah.
bites, no hair kickies.
Yeah.
But literally,
That's good.
and I think I'm not a fan of this enclosure. This is a temporary one. We're gonna get a better one, so I can get her in and out easier. Um, but I'm gonna get a nice little piece of like cork bark to actually scoot her onto from now on, because I've have some that aren't fans of it. She's probably, of all the handleable ones I've got, just does not like human skin. Not a fan.
Now, is it like that with all tarantulas, or
Yeah.
are there some that are known for like, okay,
Well,
I can tolerate your skin
is it?
pretty well?
Are you
It,
asking, is it like that for all of them, that they don't want to touch human skin, or are they
Yeah.
all as adamant about not wanting to touch human skin?
Ooh.
both.
Let me break this down.
Okay, I get it now.
Kat has said this before. None of them want to touch our skin.
Okay,
None of them
none
want
of
to
them.
touch it.
Okay.
It's just like, some people hate the word moist. Some people hate it way more than others, and it's the same thing.
What if you go and buy like leather work gloves and put them on? Like, would they feel more comfortable on the leather?
I would guess,
And I
maybe.
mean, that gives you a whole bunch of confidence when you're scared of spiders, right?
True.
I've had ones, and the reason they like things that they know, which is why I'm going to get a little piece of cork bark to get her on from now on. And other species that have been more nervous about it, like when I have to rehome pokies or move things like that, I actually use like a piece of cork bark for them, because they'll hold still on it because they're comfortable on it.
Yeah.
And then it's something they know, and then they'll freeze on it.
Yeah.
OBTs, the dark form OBTs, pink toes, a lot of different ones. I've had really good luck with cork bark on that. Now, the ones that continue to move, like my Arizonas, they could care less if it's cork bark or my hand. They seem like they just want to move, because that's just who they are.
Yep.
Fire legs, red knees, bunch of the different Mexican species down there. They don't seem to care one way or the other as a general group. In each individual one, I had a flame knee that would kick hairs just for looking at it, but I could put my hand down and it would crawl into it.
That's so true.
And I've
Very
had
novel.
flame knees are very popular ones that people want pictures of because they are so brightly colored and pretty. And I've had ones where I put my hand out and they literally like, no, thank you, and ran away.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
and
Dang.
baboons, right? When we played on last video, when we played that Belfori that we took a picture of, it crawled on my hand, no
Every
problem.
time he leaves, your mic goes out too.
Mic check. It's weird. All right, folks, you're stuck with me. This is your own fault. So,
Okay.
are you back?
Yeah.
Awesome. I just told everybody you're stuck with me. That's your own fault. No, right. tarantulas all have their different personalities, and
Yep.
I think the best word we should use is what will they tolerate? And we're using the word do they like it, and I think that's the wrong way to talk about that. None of them like it, but some of them tolerate it better than others.
Yep.
Which leads us back to molting and why it's so important not to poke at them, move them, mess with them.
Yep.
And it's hard. I can tell you from personal experience, like I said, every time I see them getting ready to molt and knowing they're going to molt, I'm like, you can do it.
I
And I'm
know.
nervous.
Yeah. And for first timers, it's so exciting. Like with me, I was up the whole night watching and recording, waiting for the famous flip.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I got so sleepy, I literally like crashed out and I missed it. And I'm like, "Ugh, I wanted to see it live, but I caught it on camera, but I missed it live."
I feel like the old school dads back in the day when they used to make you sit out in the waiting room when the wife had the kid. And every time that one of my tarantulas goes to molt, I'm like, it's overnight or I'm at work.
Yeah.
And I come back to the salmon pink bird eater. I didn't know she wanted to molt. All of a sudden, I come back one day and she's like, I molted.
Yep.
Still don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she looked amazing.
Yeah. That just reminded me, so thank you. Tarantulas, for no reason at all, they can molt suddenly. Like,
Stress molt?
yes, stress molt. So they can go through this process where they can molt at an instant. Like they don't give you signs, they will
Mm-hmm.
do it. So if that does happen to your tarantula, there's something that it's stressing them out. And the main source is either high vibration or something. They're in an environment where it's too loud and they just stress out. So,
I have had so many do that coming home from a reptile expo. When
mm,
I've gotten them from a reptile expo and they've been out all day and they've, people go by the noise, the vibration between getting brought down to a show, then going home from a show in a car. And
yep,
then within a day or two, they seem to want to molt.
yep, yeah, that happens. So I think we covered everything about Isidus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the comments came in good. Thank you everybody for being here and learning about tarantulas and molting. We did good.
Heck yeah. It was a good show.
Yeah. And for the following week, what are we going to discuss? Or we're just going to wing it?
I think we've been doing all right with that.
Yeah, winging it.
Well, there's so many amazing topics out there that we can talk about tarantulas with. And I think molting was another good one.
Yeah, really good. So I think we will end it here.
Heck yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. This is really,
Appreciate you. Shout out to all our great sponsors. Appreciate you. US Arc. Thank you for doing everything you do. Please go reach out and support US Arc. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do any of this.
yes.
All right, Sean.